Hey guys, so a couple days ago on Valentine's Day, I treated myself to a double feature at the movie theaters. And it was kind of ironic that it ended up falling on Valentine's Day. It was kind of coincidental that happened because I just it was the day I was off of work and my only day off work, so I decided, what the hell, I'll go to the theaters on this day, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's Valentine's Day. I It's kind of ironic that it would go on Valentine's Day because these were two movies I was generally really looking forward to, and I really wanted to try to go to see them over the weekend, but I didn't get a chance because I was working so much. So the first movie I saw was Lego Batman movie. Also one of the most ironic things is that it didn't hit me until probably after I saw both movies. I was like, these are like basically two sequels to two films that I were on my top 10 list of 2014. And the first being the Lego Batman movie, which is a semi-sequel to the Lego movie, which I fucking love and adore. When I first heard of this idea, I was like, that sounds kind of funny. That sounds like I was all on board because, Will Arnett was, again, voicing Batman. And then I got trailers for this, and I thought the trailers were hilarious. I was all on board just for the trailers alone because they were freaking hilarious. Man, I actually have had a lot of people asking me when I said on my Facebook that I was going to go see Lego Batman movie. A lot of people were like, "You got to tell me how it is." A lot of people were like, they wanted to take their kids to see it, and they wanted to know how it was. Well, this movie's freaking amazing. I love this movie. I have not laughed this much in a theater in quite a while. I must admit. Honestly, I was laughing more than the little kid that was sitting behind me. That's one of the things I don't just recommend this for kids. I recommend it for adults too, because there are a lot of jokes in this movie that are only adults or anybody who's been following Batman as long as who's been watching Batman as long as I have. Because Batman's one of my favorite superheroes of all time. It actually is my favorite superhero of all time. And while I love Batman, I'll admit, Batman's easily a character you can make fun of. And this movie perfectly makes fun of all the shit about Batman, the most ridiculous things about Batman very easily. I love Will Arnett as Batman. He might be one of the best Batmans ever. Seriously. Just alone, his voice is perfect for Batman. I kind of wish he would play Batman in a live action movie now, because he maybe wouldn't look probably wouldn't look the part if he did. That's the only problem. He probably wouldn't look the part, but he has the voice for Batman. That's definite. God damn, he's hilarious in this movie as Batman. His demeanor, Batman's demeanor throughout this whole thing is hilarious. Being a cocky asshole, rich billionaire who's also very has got some issues because of his parents dying, and he doesn't want to have a family. He is afraid to have a family. Everything else, they make fun of all that kind of shit, all the insecurity issues that Batman's had over the years. That was pretty funny. This movie, god damn, this movie is so damn. This movie had me from the get go. I swear to God, from the this movie is so quick witted on its humor. It's just blink or if you're not paying attention, you'll probably miss a million jokes in just a second, a couple seconds, because at the beginning of this movie, it set the tone fucking so quickly because the opening scene where movie starts and it's just a black screen and Will Arnett's going, the color black. That all movies start with a black screen and some ominous music, dude. Like in the Warner Brothers logo, and like it's like typical Batman music that you see in the front of a, like typical dark ominous music that you see in front of a Batman movie is playing, and it's fucking hilarious. And then you cut to on a plane going over Gotham airspace. They're talking about, we are two best friends. They're telling us Gotham airspace. We are two best friend pilots that are, what the hell was that? That are flying over the most dangerous city in the world with 1,000 C4s, 1,000 goofy looking bombs, and 1,000 dynamite. And nothing can go wrong. I busted up laughing in the middle of the movie theater when that line happened. And then the villains, of course, pop up onto the plane and, take it over and stuff. And as soon as the thing that made me lose it in the fucking middle of the movie theater was as soon, whenever people would be shooting their guns and everything else, you're pew 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 pew. It wouldn't just be the noise that they were making. It was actually people just going pew 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 pew, like whenever they were shooting their guns. That made me fucking laugh so goddamn hard in the middle of the movie theater. I love that, like, they kept showing all their different reiterations and making fun of different reiterations of the Batman throughout the years. Like, it goes from the, like, Alfred talks about, you went for all those different weird phases in 2016, and they showed Batman vs. Superman 2012, The Dark Knight Rises 2008, and then in that weird phase that you went through in the 60s, and then they showed actual live action footage of Adam West and stuff. That made me laugh. It even referenced the fucking serials from the 1940s, which made me, that got bonus points for me. They even make like jokes about like the shark repellent. Longtime Batman fans would understand how fucking the shark repellent joke was pretty funny in there. If you don't know, like, it's from the 1960s Batman, and go back and watch that shit if you don't understand it. Like, it makes a lot of guys. You had, on one hand, you had to be a long-time diehard Batman fan to fucking really love this and enjoy this. But also, it's very generally funny also for regular fans, too. I'll give it that. Oh, that's what happened. My fucking internet went out. I was trying to figure out what the hell happened with why the hell that noise was made. This movie is, it's so damn funny. I recommend people watch this movie. I don't want to spoil too much about it. Also halfway for the movie, it's kind of getting to spoilers, but Joker, spoiler alert, goes into the Phantom Zone. Who Joker was voiced by Zach Galifianakis, and he does a great job. I love the bit at the beginning where he's talking about all the fucking different villains in Batman lore. I think they covered every single fucking one of them, including, of all things, Condiment King. Apparently, somewhere in the weird universe of Batman, there was a fucking villain created called Condiment King. And he's exactly what he sounds like. He's a fucking villain who has guns that support ketchup and mustard. I looked it up to make sure that this was a real thing. Yeah, it was a real fucking villain. And I knew, they introduced Kite Man, which was a real villain. And they kind of make fun of the fact that most of them are fucking useless villains and that Batman easily defeats them all the damn time. I love how they make fun of that. That was pretty funny. I could go on and on about this. I don't want to, but one thing I do want to talk about is halfway through the movie, Joker gets sent into the Phantom Zone by Batman, and when he goes there, it's not just like General Zod and shit like that. It's almost every movie villain you could ever think of are in this fucking Phantom Zone. Particularly only the ones that apparently Warner Brothers could get, including, I gotta look this up. I want to find out. Somebody did make a list of all the villains that pop up in this. Hold on a second. Damn. I know, like, there's a lot of, like, Warner Brothers, like, villains, movie villains that pop up, and, like, Voldemort pops up, Sauron for Lord of the Rings pops up, who the hell else? Gremlins pop up, the actual Gremlins, they're, like, carrying knives, which is weird, but it's kind of hilarious. They even make the little, I love the Gremlins. The Wicked Witch of the West, the Daleks from Doctor Who, which they make a reference ask your friends about that one. But even Agent Smith and the Kraken from Clash of the Titans, the original Clash of the Titans. But then also you get ones from like Jaws, and the Velociraptor and T-Rex from fucking Jurassic Park, which I'm like, those are Universal product. Like I wonder how much money they spent on those rights for that. I found that kind of hilarious, and it resulted in a pretty funny final climax. Which honestly, it didn't need it, but like you could have had like the villains, the various villains of Batman lore face Batman. That would have been kind of funny, but I was like, all right, it was fine. Even though like they have like the villains in the Batman lore have a little bit of a part in the end of the movie, though, I'll give it that. And it's been a couple days. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to talk about. I think that's about it, because I don't want to spoil too much about this movie, because it's fucking hilarious. It's one of the funniest movies. Like, I shit you not, as I was leaving the theater, I was laughing pretty loudly in the theater while I was watching this. And one of the people that was sitting behind me was like, man, it sounded like you had a field day with this movie. And I did. I fucking had a blast watching this movie. I highly recommend it. Easily probably the best film I've seen this year so far. Obviously, it's like February. But I highly recommend it. As far as trailers go, shit, what the hell did I get? The Lego Ninjago movie. Again, I'm fine with them like making like a whole franchise off like Legos and making like. I'm not sure about this one. It didn't look too bad. It's about like a guy who is recruited by like a master of kung fu who's voiced by Jackie Chan. I got that short in front of Storks, that was kind of like a prelude to this, about like Jackie Chan and a chicken fighting each other. That was kind of funny. I never mentioned that, but that was kind of funny. And this, I was like, is this based off anything like a TV show or anything like that? I guess based off of just the toy line, Lego toy line it had for a long time. That's all it's based off of. And it's like a kid who gets recruited is trying to take down a villain who's trying to take over the world, who's also his dad, like long lost dad or something like that. It had some pretty funny jokes here and there. I was like, it looks alright. Out of the Lego movies, it looks like the weakest. But hey, I'll just say this. I remember seeing the trailer for Lego movie and thinking that was going to be shit. And guess what? That was one of my favorites. So I love that they keep making more of these movies. I hope they keep making more and more of these movies as we go along over the next few years. Power Rangers. A new trailer for Power Rangers I got. I've said this before. I was a huge fan growing up, as as far as Power Rangers go. I mean that was like I watched that religiously when I was little, so I don't know about this. Like, it's a bunch of angsty teenagers, and it looks like Chronicle ripoff. Honestly, more looks like a Chronicle ripoff than anything. More from the other trailer did it look more like a Chronicle ripoff. Now it kind of does look a little bit more like the Power Rangers. I mean, you get what was that fucking that one villain? I know Rita's in this. You get like Bryan Cranston as what's that guy's name? God damn, it's been so long since I've watched Power Rangers. But one of the things I can't stand is that this movie is. I was telling my mom, I was like, it seems like this is trying to take a serious tone and shit like that. And honestly, if there's anything that Power Rangers should not be, and it is like taking itself way too fucking seriously, because honestly, Power Rangers was fucking ridiculous, people. Even I, much as I love it and I adore it, look at it, I still look back at it fondly. I'll admit, it was fucking ridiculous. And I was like, okay, is Bulk and Skull gonna be in this? No, because they're taking a more serious tone. Fuck you. I want Bulk and Skull in my fucking Power Rangers movie. But I'll still go see this because just out of curiosity, I might still go see this just because I was a huge Power Rangers fan. But I don't know. And the last one was the Nut Job 2, Nutty by Nature. I didn't see the first Nut Job. I heard it sucked. This looks like it sucks. They're trying to stop a guy from building a amusement park in this like forest or in this park or something like that, where all these critters live and shit. It looks stupid as hell. It has fart jokes, poop jokes, every fucking thing. It's the opposite of what the Lego movies have been doing. Like, while those movies are really funny, intelligent, like kids movies, this is what represents like the worst of kids movies nowadays. Honestly, fuck that shit. And Nutty by Nature. And that's as far as trailers go. And I'll be back here shortly for my other review in a second.